This Monday won't knock. It will break the door, not to destroy you, but to reveal you. You've talked about change. You've dreamed of more. Now life is done waiting. It's not asking you to be ready. It's demanding that you rise. This isn't a warning. It's your moment. And silence will cost you everything. A storm is coming, but only the unprepared will suffer. You can feel it, even if you don't fully understand it. It's in the air. It's in the way time feels tighter, the way distractions no longer satisfy, the way your soul grows louder, even as the world grows noisier. Something is shifting, and you know it, but knowing isn't enough, because when the storm arrives, knowing won't protect you. Only preparation will. Too many people confuse comfort with safety. They coast through the days, numbed by routine, sedated by scrolling, convinced they have more time. But the truth is, this time is not a promise. It's a test. And Monday is your next one. You will not be warned twice. You have already been warned once by your own intuition. That restless stirring, that unease beneath your smile, that's not anxiety, that's awareness. That's your deeper self trying to wake you up before life does. This Monday will not be just another day. It will not wait for you to catch up. It will not slow down so you can breathe. It will demand your strength, and it will expose your weakness. That's what storms do. They don't just tear through the outside world, they reveal the cracks inside us. But listen closely, this is not about fear. This is about responsibility, because the storm is not your enemy. It is your mirror. It shows you what you have ignored. It reflects the discipline you abandoned, the goals you postponed, the truths you refuse to face. You don't get to negotiate with it. You only get to meet it. And how you meet it is everything. If you've been wasting your mornings, the storm will wake you up by force. If you've been drifting through your work, it will shake your foundation. If you've been lying to yourself, it will strip away your excuses. But if you've been building quietly, if you've been rising early, staying sharp, staying still, then the storm will not break you. It will forge you. Because storms don't just destroy, they refine. They burn away the false, the fragile, and the fake. They make room for what's real to rise. That's why the unprepared suffer, not because they are unlucky, but because they refused to listen when it was still quiet. They ignored the small signals, and now they must face the roar. You still have time, but not much. And the time you do have must be used with precision. Ask yourself, who will you be when the pressure comes? Will you be the person who panics, who blames the world, who retreats into comfort and calls it safety? Or will you be the one who tightens their focus? The one who breathes deeper, not faster. The one who smiles when others tremble because you trained for this? The ones who thrive under pressure aren't lucky. They're loyal to the habits no one sees, loyal to the pain of discipline, loyal to the silence where strength is born. That's why storms can't shake them, because they already shook themselves in the dark, before the world even noticed. So ask yourself again, are you prepared, not just with plans or goals or words, but with clarity, with hunger, with truth? Because that's what Monday will measure. It will not check your calendar. It will check your character. It will not ask what you wanted. It will reveal what you worked for. And if that truth is uncomfortable, good, let it burn. Let it break what needs to break, because that pain is not punishment. It's the price of becoming who you were meant to be. So do not pray for the storm to pass. Pray for the strength to face it. Do not fear the pressure, become the one who turns pressure into power, because while others wait for calm to return, you will rise, unshaken, unhidden, unforgettable. The storm is coming. Be ready. Be sharp, be still, or be broken. The choice is yours, and the clock is ticking. You will be tested, not by life, but by yourself. The most brutal battles you will ever face are not out there. They are not found in other people, or circumstances, or situations you didn't choose. They are inside you. They live in the quiet moments when no one is watching, and you have to choose between who you are and who you said you would be. This Monday won't test your luck. It won't test your excuses. It will test your truth, and truth has no tolerance for shallow commitment. You say you want more. You say you're ready. You say you're focused. But when discomfort shows up, when it's early, when you're tired, when no one's clapping, do you still show up or do you retreat? Because this week will make that visible, loud, undeniable. This isn't judgment. This is the law of reality. You either keep your word to yourself or you break it. There is no middle ground. People imagine being tested as some sudden catastrophe, a dramatic moment, a life-changing decision. But that's not how life works. The real test is quieter, more subtle, more dangerous, because it comes dressed as normal. The test is in the snooze button, the skipped workout, the unspoken truth, the hours lost in meaningless scrolling, the tension you refuse to face, the fear you keep disguising as waiting for the right time. And this Monday, all of that will confront you, because you are not being punished. You are being purified. Life is reflecting back to you what you've tolerated within yourself for too long. It's asking, not with words, but with consequences, is this who you really are? Is this all you're willing to give? You may fool the world with charm, with talk, with curated smiles, but you can't fool the part of you that knows when you're lying, the deeper self, the ancient one, the one who remembers the promises you made in silence. That part of you is watching, and it does not forget. That's who will test you, not to hurt you, but to wake you, to say, enough pretending, enough drifting, step forward or step aside. Because pressure is not just pain, it's proof. Proof of what you've practiced. Proof of what you've built when no one applauded. When you're under stress, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And if your systems are weak, your results will be too. This Monday is not special. It's just a mirror. But it will feel special. It will feel intense. Because for many, this is the moment where silence ends and accountability begins. The time where distraction dies and clarity demands action. So ask yourself now, when it gets hard, when no one helps, when everything feels heavier than expected, who are you then? Will you keep your posture? Will you speak your truth? Will you do the thing, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary? That's the test. And understand this, the test is not about outcomes. It's not about whether you succeed on Monday or finish your goals or achieve something monumental. The real test is, did you show up fully? Did you act with intention, not impulse? Did you lead your body with your mind, not the other way around? Because if you can do that, if you can command yourself when everything else pulls you in different directions, then you win, no matter what happens outside of you. But if you crumble at the first sign of discomfort, if you betray your highest self to please your weakest, then you lose, even if everything on the surface looks fine. The test will always come, and every time it will strip away who you pretend to be and reveal who you are. That's why this Monday matters. It is an invitation, a confrontation, a sacred challenge, not from the world. From within, you're not being punished, you're being asked to rise. And if that scares you, good. That means you still have something to conquer. That means your story isn't over. That means the fire inside you isn't out. It's just been waiting for the right moment to burn away everything false. This is that moment. So when the test comes, don't run. Stand still, breathe deep, answer with action. And remember, the one testing you is also the one waiting to crown you. This is not a warning. It is a summons. Warnings are for the ones still asleep, the ones who need a sign, a flash, a siren to jolt them into motion. But this, what you're feeling now, isn't that. It's not a whisper. It's not a suggestion. It's a command. It's the moment when life no longer negotiates with your delays, when your potential stops waiting in the background and demands you answer fully. Now, you've been warned enough. You've had the signs, the dreams, the discontent, the inner voice asking for more again and again. You've had the sleepless nights where your own thoughts made too much noise to ignore, and the quiet mornings where the mirror asked, "Is this it?" That wasn't life punishing you. That was your calling getting louder. But calling doesn't beg. It does not chase. It waits. And then, when the time is right, it steps forward and summons you. And that time is now. This Monday is not an accident. It is not just a square on a calendar. It is a threshold. And you've been brought to it not to survive another week, but to step into a new level of yourself. Not one crafted in comfort, but one earned through clarity, commitment, and confrontation. Because let's be honest, you've known there's more in you, not just potential, power, not just ideas, execution, not just words, fire, but that power has been waiting behind hesitation, behind doubt, behind 100 half starts and 1,000 silent excuses. You've tried to play it safe, but safety isn't what you were built for. You were built for depth, for precision, for command. And the longer you pretend otherwise, the heavier life will feel. You're not exhausted because you're doing too much. You're exhausted because you're doing too little of what actually matters. This summons is not to do more. It's to be more, to cut through noise, to stop running from your edge, to stop apologizing for the fire that wants to lead. You don't need permission to become who you were meant to be. You need courage to stop delaying it. The world doesn't need another person who hides their truth under politeness, under fear, under routine. It needs someone who shows up unapologetically sharp, someone who honors the weight of their own purpose, someone who understands that urgency is not pressure, it's precision. It's divine timing pressing into your chest and saying, move, because the moment will pass. That's the cost of delay. The door is open now, but it won't remain forever. The question is, are you willing to walk through it, even if no one understands why you must? Are you ready to drop the masks, the image, the act, and show up as the one you've hidden under years of compromise? This summons isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for presence. It's not asking for noise. It's asking for now. The problem is, most people wait for clarity before they act. They want certainty before commitment. But it doesn't work like that. Clarity comes after motion. Power appears after sacrifice. You don't summon strength by sitting still. You summon it by deciding that fear will no longer be the driver. And yes, this choice will cost you. It will cost your comfort. It will cost your excuses. It will cost the version of you that people accepted, but that you've outgrown. But what you gain, presence, precision, Peace that doesn't come from the absence of struggle, but from knowing you are where you need to be, doing what you're meant to do, with nothing held back. This is not a motivational moment. This is not hype. This is your turning point. And you will either rise to meet it or retreat and pretend it was just another Monday. But deep down, you know better. You feel the weight of this moment, the energy behind these words, the reason they hit something inside you that's deeper than logic. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Something within you is ready. So answer. Answer not with plans, not with talk, not with another delay masked as preparation. Answer with movement, with alignment, with fire in your eyes that says, I remember who I am, I know why I'm here, and I'm done waiting. This is not a warning, it is a summons. And the next chapter of your life will be written by how you respond. Stillness would be your greatest weapon. In a world addicted to motion, to noise, to speed, stillness is not weakness, it is warriorship. Because when chaos arrives, as it will, most people won't think. They will react, they will panic, they will reach for comfort, for control, for anything that numbs the storm inside. But the few, the disciplined, the anchored, the ready, they will not flinch, they will not scatter, they will not be moved. They will stand in stillness like a mountain, unshaken while others tremble. This Monday will test that in you. Not with loud sirens, but subtle shifts and unexpected pressure. A decision you didn't plan for. Energy that feels heavier than usual. It will not ask for your permission. It will arrive, and how you meet it will define the week, maybe more than that. You see, the power is not in resisting life's storms. The power is in remaining unmoved by them. Not numb, not careless, but present, fully rooted in clarity while the world loses its balance. And this stillness, this sharp inner silence, is not found by accident. It is built, cultivated, practiced. Forged in mornings where you sit alone and breathe while your mind wants to flee. Forged in decisions where you pause instead of react. Forged in restraint, in saying no to what feels urgent, so you can say yes to what's essential. Most people mistake activity for progress. They run in circles, make noise, post endlessly, plan obsessively. But when life strikes hard, all that motion collapses. What survives is what's rooted. The one who can slow time through presence. The one who sees through the noise. The one who can hear their inner voice, even when the volume of the world is deafening. That is why stillness is strength, because it is rare, and in times of uncertainty, the rare becomes sacred. But let's be honest, stillness is terrifying to most. Why? Because when you become still, you're forced to face what's inside. You can't distract yourself. You can't run. All the noise you've avoided becomes loud. The fears, the doubt, the unfinished conversations, the potential you haven't lived up to yet. But this is where power lives, in the confrontation with yourself. You cannot master your life until you can sit with yourself in silence and not run. You cannot command your day if your emotions command you, and you cannot lead others if your inner world is a battlefield of unchecked chaos. Stillness is not a pause. It is a position of strength. The archer breathes before the shot. The warrior pauses before the strike. The wise person listens before they speak. Reaction is cheap. Response is divine. And that difference between reaction and response is the space where your destiny shifts. On Monday, when emotions rise, and they will, you will be tempted to act fast, to say something, to fix something, to defend yourself, to prove a point. But before you act, ask yourself, am I reacting from emotion or responding from alignment? Because reaction is easy. Anyone can react. It takes no power to lash out, to flee, to post, to blame. But response, true response, takes training, patience, stillness, the ability to wait that extra breath and move from clarity. Stillness is not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing, in the right energy, at the right time. And when you operate from that space, you become untouchable. You stop being thrown by opinions. You stop being drained by chaos. You stop losing energy to battles that aren't yours to fight. Instead, you conserve your power. You sharpen your awareness. You become surgical, not emotional. This doesn't mean you become cold. It means you become precise. It means you feel everything, but you're ruled by nothing. It means you listen to the storm, but you no longer let it own your mind. This is what the few know, and the many never learn. So on Monday, when the pressure rises, when people spiral, when tension fills the air, don't join the noise. Don't try to match the world's chaos with your own. Let them wonder why you're so calm. Let them question why you're not scrambling. Let them feel the weight of your stillness, because stillness is not passive, it's commanding. It's not quiet because it's afraid to speak. It's quiet because it's already decided. And once you taste this stillness, once you feel the freedom that comes from not being controlled by every wave of emotion, you'll never go back. You'll stop looking for peace outside, because you'll know you are the peace. This is your weapon. Use it. Master it. Become it. And while others break under pressure, you will walk through the storm, eyes open, spine tall, spirit unshaken. This Monday separates those who speak from those who walk. Everyone says they want change. Everyone talks about purpose, discipline, and greatness. But words are cheap. Words are air. And this world doesn't bend to what you say. It responds to what you do. The universe does not move for intention. It moves for action. The kind that costs something. The kind that leaves behind comfort. The kind that makes you prove you're serious when no one's watching. This Monday will expose the difference. You've said you're ready. You've claimed your building, but the mirror of reality doesn't respond to claims. It responds to consistency. This week won't care about your inspirational quotes, your promises, your private lists of goals. It will only measure what you've embodied. That's what pressure is for. To sort out who's pretending and who's prepared. And the truth is, you can't fake alignment, not when life gets heavy, not when the storm hits, not when you're tired and no one's clapping and everything in you wants to quit, because that's where the walkers separate from the talkers. When no one sees and nothing feels good and the grind is quiet. The walkers don't need an audience. They don't need motivation. They don't need to feel inspired. They show up because they are the commitment. They don't perform strength. They are strong. They don't look for moments to prove themselves. They live in such alignment that proof is constant. It's in how they rise when the alarm hits, how they train when the body says no, how they speak truth when silence would be easier. You see, the ones who walk have paid in silence. They've sacrificed behind closed doors. They've bled in the places no one ever celebrates. And when Monday arrives, they don't flinch, because this is what they live for, not the results, not the recognition, the process, the power of showing up fully, day after day, with no applause. The talkers, though, they'll be loud today, silent tomorrow, full of vision but empty of action. They'll tell everyone what they're about to do, what they're planning, what's coming soon. But Monday won't wait for soon. Monday demands presence. Now, And it doesn't care about potential. It honors proof. That's the difference. Potential is a promise. Action is a verdict. And this week, life is holding court. If your habits don't match your dreams, the cracks will show. If your discipline isn't real, it will collapse under pressure. If you've been talking more than building, this Monday will remind you that noise doesn't move mountains. Movement does. So the question is simple. Are you walking? Not pacing, not drifting, not wandering, walking deliberately, with purpose, towards something that matters more than your comfort. Are you building something sacred? Something stronger than the doubt, something that can't be stolen by one bad day or one tough week, because the walkers, the real ones, they don't rise because they're fearless. They rise because they've decided fear doesn't get to lead anymore. They've built systems stronger than emotion, routines that protect their purpose, non-negotiables that anchor their energy. And they don't explain themselves to those who don't get it. They don't ask for permission to grow. They just move with sharpness, with fire, with unshakable clarity. That's what this week demands. Not more words, more walk. Not a new plan, a deeper presence. You've already heard the call. That feeling inside, the one that doesn't go away. It's not pressure, it's truth. It's your higher self refusing to accept mediocrity. It's your future self reaching back, asking if you're finally ready to take the next step, not in theory, but in reality. So move, decide, cut the noise, burn the excuses, start walking like everything depends on it. Because it does. Your peace depends on it, your power depends on it, your life depends on it. This Monday is not a small moment, it's a crossroads. And when it's done, you'll either be closer to who you were born to be, or further from it. There is no in between. The walkers will rise, the talkers will repeat, and time will record the truth. Without bias, without mercy. Which one are you? Not in theory, not in talk. In how you move when no one's looking. Because this world doesn't need more voices. It needs more examples. And it's your time to become one.